music this week. Doing covers. I think that's Non-Point you were telling me. Because Shinedown does a great version of In the Air Tonight as well there, E-Rock. You might want to look into that. Because I know you're a big fan of covers. Where's Jimmy's mic? I still can't figure out. Are you on, Jimmy?
I don't know. I have my headphones.
Yeah, there you go. Jim Norton, everybody. Jim Norton.
Thanks, buddy. No, I don't even know.
Jim Norton.
These are not mine. Where's my headphones? These yours?
Do you know anything about Non-Point, or you just know that cover?
What they did.
You don't even know what they did.
They had something in the beginning of the 2000s, but
okay. Thank you, E-Rock.
Yeah.
Where's Jim's headphones?
Jimmy needs headphones.
Who sets the studio up?
This is a professional operation, isn't it?
Sex bagel. We need to get on top of this.
Please. Jimmy's not going to just wear anyone's headphones either. I'll tell you right the fuck
filthy
now.
ears.
No.
Just waxy residue and also in all the crevices.
Are those the headphones, Eric?
They're headphones.
Well, he doesn't want just headphones. Are you kidding me? You know, Jimmy's not going to just wear headphones.
I won't have one.
He doesn't want bed bugs. This place has bed bugs.
Disgusting.
Oh, that was years ago. Remember years ago, this place had bed bugs. I got in a lot of trouble for tweeting one of the flyers that was up. Boy, did I get in a lot of trouble for that one.
Yeah.
I got in trouble for just tweeting a picture of the flyer that basically said this place has bed bugs.
Well, I mean, you didn't. That makes it a public.
And then Howard did like an hour on it on his show. We barely talked about it on ours, and he didn't get in any trouble.
He didn't?
Nope. And then I think in a way he got me off the hook by talking about it because I was in deep trouble.
I don't think that's why he did it, though.
No, I know. I know that. But it worked out in my favor is my point. And then what? They had a dog come through here?
Yeah, they had dogs. They had the whole thing. They got the...
And they sniffed out the bed bugs, and next thing you know, this place doesn't have bed bugs anymore.
Yeah, they got the bed bug service. Everything got blasted.
Yeah.
Oh, they did? And they got rid of them, huh?
Oh, yeah. And then I think it turned out there was like...
No bed bugs?
There wasn't any bed bugs.
It's a whole scam. Those dogs are a scam.
They probably do train them to bark at weird times.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
If I was in the bed bug business, if anyone called me and said, could you send a dog over because I might have bed bugs, I'm sending my dog over that barks a lot.
Yeah.
And then, because everyone's paranoid, and I go, yeah, man, this dog's never wrong. So, yes, you do have bed bugs. So, clear out. It'll take about a day, and you'll be bed bug free. It would be a great business to be in.
You ever see the videos of the like people who live, like, they're usually mentally ill, but they have a bed bug or roach infestation, or both I've seen. And you're like, literally, there's a cluster of bed bugs on the guy's bed. And it's like, how do you live? How do you sleep like that?
I don't know.
How nuts are you where that's an acceptable way to sleep?
Well, mental illness is a motherfucker.
Dude, it's
a motherfucker. So that's how we start, I guess. The old studio down there in Washington, when we used to go down there every once in a while, they had a rat problem.
Yeah. Yes.
Do they still have rats down there?
I don't think so, but the rat problem that they had, it's hard to believe that they're all gone.
These studios like Sirius here in New York City and the XM facility down there in Washington, they all have like these floating floors. So there's about I don't know, like a 2-foot crawl space between the floating floor and the actual floor. And down there in Washington, it was infested with rats. And a lot of the engineers, they would have to go in between the floors to rewire stuff and whatnot. And they said it was downright scary to be in that crawl space. Because they knew there were a whole bunch of rats living
between
there.
The floors. It's just awful.
Because they were in a weird area of Washington, remember? Yeah. We haven't been down there in years.
I was just thinking that.
It was like an old factory. I used to love going down there.
I did too.
For our little trips.
Little train ride down. We'd stay in that nice hotel, the Red.
Right.
But then it turned out that one hotel had like those weird doors you'd open, and then there was abandoned areas of it that had rats in it. It was really creepy.
In the actual rooms, yes.
Yeah.
They had these hidden doors.
Behind the mirrors.
I don't know what that was about.
And there were rats in them?
Well, it didn't look like they weren't in there.
Yeah, they had been infested with rats. I remember. I forget how I found out. Do you remember it, Tim? Had you gone down there?
No.
Giant mirrors in front of these old doors, and you'd open the door. It was like a boutique hotel.
Right.
You'd open up the door, and there'd be like this little. It was literally like The Shining, when she's running through looking for Danny, and she sees that she's got like it's all cobwebs.
Yeah.
That's what the room looked like.
Yeah,
it was fucking horrible.
Why would you have that?
Well, it's a movie. I mean,
I meant
I don't know.
The aforementioned hotel. Yeah.
Were you in the? I think it was the bus or some kind of van, and when Megan was driving.
Yeah.
When the shootout was happening.
Yeah, we had to. Yeah, it was. Yes, I do.
We're going to XM very early in the morning from the hotel to do mornings, obviously, and all of a sudden we see cops with their guns drawn behind their doors, pointing at a storefront. I don't think they were actually shooting, but
I don't know what they were doing, but the cops were out.
If we tell the story a few years from now, the story will be pumped up, and someone was shot
and
dead.
Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, exactly. But they absolutely had their guns drawn, and they were behind their doors and with spotlights on this storefront. So Megan, who used to work for XM, I don't know what she's doing these days, she all of a sudden goes, wow, and stops the van. And we're all like, what, are you crazy? I mean, we would all like to watch this, but this is not safe. Keep going. Yeah,
she was. We gave her a good scolding.
We certainly did.
And then there was she the one that, I remember she was the one that worked for XM. Who was the one that worked for Sirius? Edith? Was that her name? What was the girl's name?
I've never met an Edith in my life.
She worked for regular radio. We got to know her, and then she worked for Sirius, and she got hit in New Orleans with the beads in her head.
Oh. Why are you bringing that up?
That's all was that her name?
I don't think that was her name.
It was close to that. Yes.
I know exactly who. Yes, okay.
I really like her. She's nice. It's why you bringing that up.
Because you just you reminded me of her when you.
But now we got to tell the real story that we were laughing hysterically.
She was upset with you.
Why was she upset with me?
You guys were laughing at her.
Well, why not? I mean, we couldn't help ourselves. We were on these balconies, and they were having bead wars, and they were throwing them.
It was in New Orleans, obviously.
Yeah, they were throwing them from one balcony all the way across the street to the other, and we're like ducking and throwing. It was just crazy. And she was just standing there, just trying to be a nice lady. She's young, a nice woman, I should say,
working in promotion.
And she got popped in the head with these beads that were almost as big as like a baseball. Those giant oversized beads. And she went down, and then she's crying hysterically, and we're doing everything not to laugh our asses off.
Do you remember why it hurts her so much?
Why? You got hit in the face.
Didn't she have like a metal plate in her head?
All right, why are we bringing this up?
Well, you said why.
I was leaving that detail out.
Well, no, that's the most. In her head?
Yeah, that's why it hurt her so much. She had a metal plate in her head.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that.
And it just kabonged off the metal plate and knocked her on her ass.
Like, no one should be taking beats to the head like that. But if you got a plate in your head, I would assume it hurts even more. And there was something about it, and we were laughing our fucking balls off, and we really like her.
Like Pete and Pete's mom.
Why'd you bring that up, Jimmy?
I just thought of her when you said Megan, who I liked as well.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of one. I just went, oh, yeah, what about her, too?
I think her name was Ethel.
Ethel, yes, you're right.
It was Ethel, right?
Ethel, yeah.
It just came back to me. We haven't seen her in years.
It was kind of the same promotion. They had kind of the same promotional job, I believe. Megan was XM, and I think that Ethel was XM, and then came to Sirius before.
I believe you're right. I wonder what happened to her.
I don't know. Either one of them. I haven't seen. I liked Megan a lot. She was very nice.
So, Ethel got hit with the beads down in New Orleans. Oh, God.
Right in the metal plate.
I forgot. I didn't know she had a metal plate in her head.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Why'd she have one?
In case any beads hit her.
Wow.
She had some
kind
of...
they weren't magnets.
She had some kind of tragedy in her
life.
Oh,
okay.
And
that would hurt more, man. Fucking banging off a metal plate.
Yeah, that's what happened.
She broke down and was crying in front of all of us. Yeah. And we had to comfort.
I remember I went to a strip club there.
You didn't comfort her.
No, you didn't comfort her.
We kind of comforted her. We did.
You laughed at her.
No, we didn't laugh at her.
You were laughing as it happened at that.
We were laughing, but she didn't see us laughing, and then we turned into very good guys and we're comforting her. That's exactly what happened. We couldn't help ourselves, but in the end, we were there for some comfort. That is a fact, my friend.
All right.
I went to a strip club during the day there. It was like one of those like nude lap dance ones. And I forget how much I gave the girl, but she stood over my face, and I just ate her ass and jerked off. It was fucking marvelous.
In the middle of a broadcast.
In the middle of the afternoon. Yeah, it was probably like we were done by 10 back then. So it was same as now. I would say it was probably like noon.
Over the years, me and Anthony just accepted Jimmy would have to just leave the show to get some things done. It was just an accepted thing.
This might have been...
once in a while. It wasn't...
Wait, was this even when we went down with Tom within the afternoon? I don't remember.
It might be.
I don't remember.
Good old Tom from New Orleans. I wonder what ever happened to him.
I know.
We might have to do a "Where Are They Now" segment on the show. You really ate her ass?
Yeah,
That's
she stood over my
fucking-
face. Middle of the afternoon, she wasn't making any money. There was no one, 2 in the afternoon or noon, whatever it was, doing that.
Was it fresh?
I don't remember, to be honest. I as long as there's not a roid, I don't really care that much.
God.
That to me is the only buzzkill.
I'd be so fucking nervous she has something. Middle of the day, you're just eating a stripper's ass in New Orleans. That doesn't sound like it's
Yeah, you're right. I probably
A
could
healthy
have made better
behavior.
decisions.
a healthy activity.
Yeah, that's probably not the smartest move I ever made. Eating her ass was not probably a responsible thing to do.
Just jerking off.
Yeah, just jerking off. And I wonder why I have problems with intimacy.
And you wonder why you desperately want to see the world's largest kaleidoscope.
Yeah, just anything to take me out of what I really want to be doing, which
That
is
kaleidoscope might remind you of a stripper's ass, actually. All right.
That's actually fun doing that stuff. The dirty stuff's fun, but it's
fun for everybody.
It's not fun once you come. Like, then it's not fun. Like, once you're done and you're like, oh.
Then you just feel like
Then you're back to reality.
a dirtbag,
Yeah,
right?
then you're Clark Kent again.
Yeah.
You know?
Jim Florentine, good morning.
Hi, Jim.
What's going on?
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
It's just not as fun.
We're going down memory lane with Mr. Norton.
I was just talking about eating a stripper's ass in a club in New Orleans
and
in the middle of
jerking
the
off
afternoon
in the middle of the
jerking off.
afternoon.
Just
In the club?
Yeah, it was like in the middle of the afternoon. She wasn't making any money though. It was like one of those.
Well, I think that was the broadcast where we did it from a strip club.
You know what? You might be right. It
So
probably was.
we were on the balcony. I'm trying to remember where we were. I know we had our own private balcony.
Yes, we
I
did.
do remember that. And I think we were broadcasting from the balcony. And then inside was this strip club, and no one was in it yet. And so Jimmy would go off for a little action.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, during the commercials or whatever, and then he would come back and continue broadcasting.
Yeah, I
from,
don't remember when
from
I did it,
Bourbon
but
Street.
I believe we did. We did have a private thing.
We absolutely did, because then we were playing the game where we were trying to knock hurricanes out of people's hands as they were walking by with
Right.
beats. They sent us down to Mardi Gras for us to try to knock hurricanes out of people's hands with beats. That's what it came down to.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even know if the broadcast was good. We had a fucking blast. Remember that?
Yeah.
And people didn't know what the fuck hit them.
I remember
They would
we
be
were
walking by with their hurricanes just kind of in front of them, and then we would just take them out. Anthony was very good at it.
Yes,
he was
and that-
very good at that game.
That was
Nobody
the
punched
begin-
you guys?
Huh?
Nobody punched you guys? I got mad?
There's too many people. You didn't know who was throwing from where.
Yeah, we were way up high.
Yeah.
And then, we would hide like cowards after we threw
Oh yeah,
our
we
beats.
throw and duck.
We would throw and duck, and then we would kind of take a peek to see if we accomplished the feat.
And Anthony, that's when Anthony started to turn, because me and him, I remember we were watching those. There was this gang of black kids, and they were assaulting white people as they walked through. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
They were just punching white people in the face as they walked through. I mean, and Aunt was so angry about it because they were like grabbing guys' girlfriends, and then a couple of really big white guys walked through, and they didn't bother them.
We we couldn't warn anyone.
No.
We watched it happen. We were like, oh no, would be like a cute couple just walking down the sidewalk, and they would get to a point, and this group of black guys would jump out and assault them over and over again. They just kept doing it.
Yeah, they were punching them. They weren't like
Mardi Gras is scary, man.
Mardi Gras is scary.
Remember me and you for a while? We were on another balcony. Remember we were watching the makeshift pen that they were bringing people in. They were arresting so many people, and I guess they do it every year. They just had a makeshift jail on a side street, and they were just hauling people into this giant pen, and they had cops watching this sort of giant pen, and they had horses there, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you could tell, like, if you really do something wrong, they probably, you're just drunk and disorderly. They
grab you off the street, put you on the side street, and then they determine if they're actually going to probably bring you in, to the station house or whatever.
Mardi Gras got to be like, if you're under 25 and under, it's fun. After that, you're just aggravated.
We had fun.
Just too many people. It reeks. People spilling beers on
Puking.
you. Puking.
We were above 25, and we had a blast.
If you're drinking, it's
Yeah,
probably
well, you
fun.
guys were on a hotel balcony throwing shit at people. That's fun. You weren't in that mob scene and trying to get a beer 17 people deep either.
Remember trying to cross the street?
A nightmare.
We were. They had us do something, and then we had to get across the street back to our hotel. And you have to start way down the street and try to cross, because then you get into the crowd like it's a river. And as the river's going, you're trying to push forward to try to get out in time to make your hotel
On a diagonal.
on a diagonal. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, and I watched this cops the other day. It was New Orleans. It was Mardi Gras. It was just one of those, and they're arresting guys. I'm like, why would anyone resist arrest down there? Because they just take you and they fucking face plant you on that disgusting. The ground had a sheen to it, like a filthy sheen of beer labels and just again piss and vomit and spit. It was so awful.
I think some of the people that resist might be inebriated.
Yeah, they probably have been drinking. It's not a lot of Diet Cokes thrown around down there. But yeah, I think that's why. But even that drunk, wouldn't you realize you're going to get thrown fucking face first in that gunk?
I hope so.
How many years did we do that? 2 or 3?
No, we did 1 in the afternoon. I think 2 in the morning. I'm going to guess 3.
We did 3 total.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever go back to Mardi Gras.
No, it wouldn't be the same. Wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, times have changed. Tyson Walter just texted me. He used to play in the NFL for the Packers and the Cowboys, and he's doing very well in retirement.
Deflategate.
Good addition.
He actually should call for Deflategate. What are you doing, Tyson? Call us. He knows a little something about the NFL and how everybody fucking cheats. Every team, every player, including probably Tyson Walter himself. He writes, if it wasn't the one you were talking about, there were definitely cops with guns out surrounding a place in D.C. when I went down with you guys the one time. Also, you could hear the rats on and off through the night at that hotel that Jimmy was talking about.
Right.
So when he heard the rats in his room.
What was the name of the? Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't say the name. Right. It was like one of those boutique hotels. It was very nice. I remember they had a really nice lounge, and there was a girl there with like half her hiney crack sticking out as she was drinking a cocktail.
Hey.
And I remember just sitting there staring at her crack.
Yeah.
And I was very happy about that.
Don't you wish they wore pants that showed their vagina like that? Like just half the pussy poking out the top. How obscene and fucking wonderful that would be.
That would be nice.
Fast forward a few years, I bet you we'll get to that point.
Yeah. Just big droopy cooter hanging over the front. All silly.
What's up, Florentine?
What's going on?
We haven't seen you in a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I've been on the road.
Things good?
Yeah, everything's good, yeah.
Nice. Obviously, the Tom Brady thing. What's your thoughts on this? It's silly.
Yeah. Well, the NFL just wants, this is a good story for the NFL.
Of course.
For it to be out there. It's not somebody punching their wife out in an elevator. It's not some, a guy, maybe murdering his girlfriend that's pregnant, all that bad stuff. So this is just a football that had a little air out. So they're perfect with that. Going to be out there, and they're going to be in the news for the next 6 months.
Yeah, and the Patriots are going to war over this.
They should. Look, the NFL knew that the balls were a little light before going in the AFC Championship game. They should have just said, "Hey, man, make sure you don't mess with the balls." They set them up.
Right.
Yeah, the Colts called them earlier in the week and called the NFL and said, "Look, man, we think the Patriots letting somebody air out of balls. Can you check that?" So they knew. Why didn't they just stop it right off the beginning? They just set them up. They set them up for this to happen. Basically, the NFL. There's no reason for it. It's so stupid. All the guys, Brad Johnson from the Tampa Bay Bucks, Tampa won the Super Bowl, I don't know, 10 years ago, whatever, said that he hired a kid. He gave him like $2,000 before the Super Bowl, before the game, to let the air out of balls, to get him perfect for him. He gave a cash under the table. He even admitted he won a Super Bowl that way. This shit's been going on for a long time. Everybody knows.
Why does it have to be a certain fullness, whatever the hell they call it? Why not let these guys fucking do whatever the fuck they want to the actual ball?
I don't know that whole.
What does it matter in the end if every team is allowed to do that? Because some of these guys like a little extra air. Some guys like air taken out.
Well, why are they allowed
some guys
to have
like it
balls for each
scuffed
team?
up all nice?
Why not just use one ball for the whole game? Like, why does each team get their own? How about you just got to share it? It's got to be the same thing for both of you. Tough shit.
Yeah, when did they stop sharing the ball? Because I bet back in the olden days, it was probably one lousy football. They probably weren't even smart enough to have a whole bunch of balls for a game. And they probably used one, and maybe they had one on the side just in case.
They probably stopped when Warren Moon was quarterbacking. A lot of the quarterbacks were like, we ain't sharing a goddamn ball.
Yeah, there probably was just one ball. They kick an extra point, and they go back into the stands to get the ball back.
We should look that up. I bet you back in the day, they had maybe the ref with two lousy, or the umpire with the ref with two lousy balls. I bet you that was it. So what did the Patriots get? $1 million fine, I think. They lost 2 draft picks.
A number 1 pick next year is huge, and then a number 4 pick, too.
It's just the NFL trying to look like they're cracking down, and it's like, but the other stuff they do nothing about. They're really awful.
Well, yeah, a lot of people trying to, because you know what, they let Ray Rice slide with that whole thing. Goodell let him slide, and he obviously made a mistake on it. So now he's like, well, let me show you who's sheriff again.
Right.
Because that's how he used to be, except with like the New Orleans bounty thing, which is all bullshit.
Yeah.
None of those guys did anything. The coach got suspended for a year. Ignorance is no excuse is his big thing because the coach didn't know the shit was going on. So
right.
It's just, but so Goodell's trying to put the hammer down again. Go, hey, I'm the boss around here. But meanwhile, he gets four games. Brady. Ray Rice got 2.
Yeah.
For punching out his fiance in an elevator.
By the way, how come he could say ignorance is no excuse? But for him, I didn't see the tape was a good excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He didn't see the tape. He had no idea. And he knew what was going. Goodell knew earlier in the week about these balls, too, with the Colts. The Colts called the NFL office and said, hey, man, check this shit out. Make sure. They even told the refs, make sure the balls are inflated, right? Because we got a tip off that New England might be letting air out of the balls. So the refs knew.
Goodell should have taken care of the situation before the fucking game.
He could have done
called the
on
team
Wednesday.
and said, we know what you're up to, and fucking,
Stop doing it.
Don't fuck around. Why allow them to break the rule at that point? That's very strange.
He probably wanted to get back at New England, for some reason. He's pissed that maybe. But Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, always stuck up for Goodell, even through the Ray Rice stuff was going on the Today Show and saying, hey, he's a good man and we're not firing him. He was the one who stuck his neck out for this guy.
People got confused. I tweeted about the Ray Rice thing yesterday, as well as many people. I wasn't the only one, and then I was getting attacked. But the fact is, Brady suspended 4 games. Ray Rice officially, at first I should say, was only suspended 2 games until they saw the
initial
tape.
reaction, right?
Right.
And the point is, there was enough evidence there that maybe Ray Rice should get more games, more games suspended than Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
It will get overturned.
The Brady thing will be?
Absolutely.
Or they'll knock it in the.
They'll knock it down. The most he's ever going to serve is 2 games.
2 games.
2 games, but he's going to go to court and everything gets overturned. All these stupid, the Adrian Peterson thing, the Ray Rice thing. As soon as you go to a real court and they go, the NFL, because they're saying probably he knew. They don't have definitive proof, and there's no reason why should Brady give up his cell phone and his text messages?
They want his cell phone?
Oh, yeah. That's why they gave him the 4 games, because we want your cell. They didn't have subpoena power, so what if Brady had some personal stuff on there about his wife, maybe some medical thing?
Medical? How about nude pictures?
Right, exactly. So then everyone in the NFL office is going to have that, and then someone's going to leak that. Maybe he's got naked picture of his wife on there.
Or, there's a possibility he might have a dick shot on his own phone.
Possibly, and that gets out there. And whatever it was, the guy doesn't have to give up his phone, and that's why they gave him the 4 games. So Brady's like, I'm not giving you my cell phone. I just sat with you for 2 hours. I told you what I knew, and that's it. You're not getting my text messages.
Whether you're Tom Brady or just let's say a plumber, you're not giving up your fucking. No one's giving up their phones these days.
That's the reason why he got the 4 games.
How about Goodell gives up his phone? How about Goodell gives up his phone to make sure that he doesn't say that he saw the video?
Yeah.
How about Roger Goodell gives up his cell phone?
Oh my God, Brady would never give up his phone.
Yeah, and that's why.
Maybe with a lawyer and go, all right, well, no, but they would want to go through the entire thing just in case there's some hidden shit in there.
Of course.
Yeah, of course he's not going to give up his phone for that.
He shouldn't.
What if he's calling Belichick a fuckface and I'd like to fuck his girlfriend or something like that in his text, and that shit gets out there?
Of course.
Who knows what's on there? There's no reason. So that's why
he has a lot more to lose.
He's got a lot more to lose.
And it's not because there's other cheating shit on his phone. It's just basic human shit that we all do on his phone.
What if he was adding verses to that frat song from the bus?
Yeah, exactly. Sending that video around with an LOL.
Yeah.
But, people were making a pretty good argument on Twitter as well, saying, look, they came down hard on Tom Brady because he's actually cheating in a game, and the NFL should stay the fuck out of personal issues.
That's true, too.
A few people made that point on Twitter, saying that's why Brady's getting, a bigger punishment than the original Ray Rice punishment.
And they got so much shit for the Ray Rice thing that they're oversensitive about everything now.
True.
But look, the NFL loves drama, and this is good drama for them. This isn't bullying. This isn't guys beating up their wives. This is air letting out a ball. So they're going to talk about this for the next 6. The NFL loves being in the news. Everyone talking about it, and everybody's talking about it. So this is perfect for them. This is a scandal we want out there.
Yeah.
This doesn't really affect our league. It's a little air out of a ball. It's not steroids. Brady wasn't taking none of that stuff. So. But it's just a joke. I'm a Miami fan, and it's stupid. Brady should have never got suspended for it. Nothing should have happened.
Yeah, it's good that you're not a Patriots fan. You're saying this stuff.
Yeah, it's
because they're losing their fucking minds in Boston over this.
Of course, they
are
should.
losing their minds. There's a few good phone calls. This guy, history on how they get to bring their own balls. Let's say hi to Chad in New Jersey. Chad, welcome.
Hey, thank you very much. So in the off season of 2006, Brady and Peyton Manning lobbied to have the ability to bring their own footballs, rub them up with mud and all that stuff to get them to where they want it, so long it stays within, that PSI measure. So then that was actually this off season before it all that ball stuff was the 2007 season, which was their undefeated season. And then they went on to have, the most offensive points and, just really run up the scores. So it made it look bad. And, before that, they, just pretty much had their own balls. The Super Bowl balls, with Brad Johnson you were talking about, those were specifically for the Super Bowl. They couldn't bring their own balls for the Super Bowl and stuff. Yeah, and you guys were talking, Jim, Florentine, you guys, you're so knowledgeable about this stuff. I'm a Jets fan,
Thanks.
and I'm so happy that, Brady got this. And, yeah, you're talking about the Ray Rice with how, at first he got 2 games. But now, like you were saying, Goodell's got to come in and say, all right, I'm putting the hammer down on this. It also made him look bad because he got found out, he goes to Richard Sherman said that, Goodell goes to Super Bowl parties with Robert Kraft. So it looks like he's in with them. So he really has to distance himself and make him look like he's better than the owners.
How about this? How about they stop letting everybody carry their own balls? Too bad. Fucking you put Vaseline on your hands and go out and play. Fucking
Jimmy,
cocks.
I agree with you. Absolutely.
They just should have the same exact.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the caller saying, I think in 2006 or 7, they let the away teams bring their balls to the games too. They used to only the home teams were allowed to. If there was a Jet game, only the Jets could supply the balls. The away team couldn't. But then they started bringing. Brady's allowed to bring his own balls on away games too.
But what do the refs have to do? The refs should be in charge of the fucking balls for
just
both
weigh
teams.
it right there.
Here's a box of balls we're using today. Suck it up.
Exactly. Just take one and toss it brand new out of the box, all shiny and slippery.
And both teams use the exact same ball. Then what's the problem?
Guys, they let the quarterback scuff them up.
Well,
like
that's
they're allowed to do that before the game.
But that's the mistake they made.
Yeah, no more scuffing it up. We might need this for tomorrow.
No, well, it's true, but just like in baseball, when the umpires throw the ball out to the pitcher and they rub it up like that, that takes, in the baseball game, that takes a lot of time out.
Yeah, but the difference is in a baseball game, you're doing it in front of 80,000 people. So if you can get away with cheating in front of everyone while the camera's on you, there's something to be said for that.
That's why I always respected those pitchers that could, get the Vaseline going and all this crap. I'm like, you're doing it in front of everybody.
Like Gaylord Perry.
The guy in the Yankees last year. Remember, he had the pine tar?
Yes.
I forget where it was. In the back of his
so
neck.
obvious, right?
Yeah.
I remember they
and he had like a no-hitter in the 8th inning, 17 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Opie, if I may, one more thing.
Yes.
You're talking about, wow, I totally forgot now.
Thank you, sir.
I'm really sorry.
God bless.
Thanks very much, guys. Take
Be
care.
well.
All right. Okay. I think our phones are about to explode,
Thank
right?
God.
Let me try this. Patriots stole the balls after the refs okayed them. Let me take this call from Jerry on Long Island. Jerry, go ahead.
What's up, guys? How you doing? What's up, Florence?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of it all. The NFL knew prior to the game what the Patriots were doing. The NFL checked them, made sure that they were okay, and then this fanboy kid gets his hands on them, sneaks into a bathroom, and lets the air out of them. So they completely circumvented the NFL and did what they wanted to do. And the Patriots, this is par for the course for them, man. Look at Spygate.
Yeah,
They've been cheating their whole lives.
I mean, I can't prove it, but I feel like a lot of teams fucking cheat though.
Yeah, but I mean,
it doesn't make it right, obviously.
Yeah, if you get caught.
But it looks like I would assume a lot of these guys are looking for that advantage.
Yeah, but it's like if you get caught, you get caught.
Yeah,
I mean,
good point.
You can't just walk up to the ref and go like, "What the hell's going on around here?"
Good. You got that in.
Yeah. It's always good to shoehorn.
Let's go to Sean in Jersey. Sean, go ahead.
My question is, you guys are assuming that they have to hand over the physical phone, but he can Brady can just hand in his cell phone records that indicate what text messages went where, and I wouldn't see why the NFL would say, okay, you can cut out all the personal stuff, but these are the phone numbers that we want to look at.
That's true.
Or it just doesn't sound like they're giving all the details right away.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be able to subpoena phone calls he made to his wife or text to his wife. Maybe just the one sent to the number of the kid who's in trouble.
Well, I mean, if I was a betting man, I would say there's stuff on Tom Brady's cell phone that proves that he, was cheating. Of course. But, I mean, Florentine made a good point. None of us are going to just hand over our cell phone to the authorities.
I wouldn't hand my cell phone over to anyone.
You would rather go to jail, right, Jimmy?
Well, I would rather go to jail. I just thought I had a joke there, and I was woefully mistaken.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
There's a lot of weight to the story of fixed balls because even the MLB has to deal with this, and they have they have refrigerators at stadiums that keep the balls to a certain degree and humidity and they have a lot of controversy in what stadiums are fondling their balls pre-game.
All right, Sean, thank you.
I was surprised when this whole thing went down before the suspension. I'm like, there's no way they're going to suspend Brady because that's the opening Thursday night game is Pittsburgh at New England, and that's always a huge game everybody watches. But then I'm thinking, all right, well, everyone's going to watch it no matter what anyway. It's the first game. People are dying for football. It's been off for 7-8 months. So.
They'll see how they do without him. People will want to just see them get their ass kicked.
Yeah, something like so. This is going to get overturned in court. I guarantee. My prediction is Brady plays that first Thursday night game.
So
as long as it gets through the courts enough, because they'll just go outside the NFL, outside the trying to appeal it, because the NFL will go, all right, we'll give you 2 games, and it'll go, no, I'm not getting suspended any. He'll go to a court. And a judge will go, look, this is fucking ridiculous. They don't have any proof. Yeah. And, we're going to overturn it.
Wouldn't it be funny if it backfired and they actually sent him to real prison? Like he got 4 years in actual prison.
With Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah. Oh, he's a naughty one.
They didn't actually ask for the phone. They said Brady's lawyer could provide pertinent text messages. Oh, okay. And Brady refused at that
pertinent
point.
Text messages.
So Brady refused because there's some guilt on his phone. I mean, right?
Like if you said to me, we want to look at all your texts with Sam or Florentine because we think you've been stealing money.
And you knew you had a clean phone.
I'd gladly turn over with the exception of the photos we trade.
Yeah. Well, don't give them all of them.
I don't look at you, Pekka.
Mike in Pennsylvania. Mikey.
Yeah, the one thing that you're missing is you haven't brought up Ray Lewis, who got fined $250,000 for contributing to the death of 2 people.
Yep.
I mean, that's being skipped. They treat him like a saint, the NFL. That guy, that white suit is still missing.
I think the theme here, and Florentine has brought up many times on this show, is they're not consistent. The NFL's not consistent with their penalties for what goes on.
I mean, the only guy who really paid a price, and he got what he deserved, but was Michael Vick. He served the same time any other normal human being would have done, and it was because of dogs.
Yeah, he went to Shell. So, I mean, what can you do?
Went to what?
He went to Shell.
Shell, like the gas station?
No, to Shell.
To Shell?
Shell? You got gas?
I think he's saying Shell.
No.
Shale? Like Chael? Like Chael Sonnen?
I think he's trying to say gel. But
thank you.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, Florentine.
The Patriots are not a likable team. Goodell was with Robert Kraft right before the championship game at a big party at his house. So everyone thinks he's buddy-buddy and is going to kiss his ass. He's like, look, I got to show you that I'm not going to favor any owners. Brett Favre, when he had that whole scandal go down with when he was hitting on those masseuses and sexually harassing them. There was 2 of them, and they got fired from the Jets. Oh, this big thing. Brett Favre wasn't forthcoming either. He gave him a $50,000 fine. He goes, he wasn't forthcoming, and he didn't suspend him or anything like that. He totally favored Brett Favre, but when it comes to Brady, he's like, fuck you, I'm giving you 4 games. That's worse. He's sexually harassing masseuses that work for the team, sending them dick pics.
Well, it goes
His wife's back in Mississippi, battling breast cancer, and he's in a fucking hotel room trying to get these chicks over to his hotel.
Jim does not like Brett Favre.
Fuck him. He's a scumbag. So, and Goodell goes, I find him. He wasn't forthcoming. He wouldn't give me all the information, and he fines him $50,000 and no game suspended.
It goes back to that guy that tweeted last night, though, that because it happened in a game, this guy feels like it's way more important than personal issues.
Well, that's not even personal. If you're sexually harassing someone on the team,
true,
like a woman that works for, that's a bad move.
We had her in, right?
Was it Jen something?
No, that was a different. Well, yeah, Jen. Yeah, well, that was the girl, the sideline reporter who was doing that too with her too. But there was 2 masseuses. And he would say, "Come to my hotel room."
Yes.
His dick was awful too, with his dumb clog shoes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's right. We got to see Brett Favre's dick. I forgot about
little
that.
dick. It's like, ugh.
It looked a little sad.
It did. It was just horrid.
It looked a little sad.
Yeah.
Looked like he might have had the flu. Let's go to Morty in Chicago. Morty, what are you doing?
That girl's pretty.
Man, I'm disagreeing with you guys for the first time. You're breaking my hearts here. Jim Florentine, are you kidding me? I mean, these guys have a reputation for cheating. Are you kidding me? If a guy goes to rob a bank, he tells you, I'm going to rob a bank. You don't arrest him, then you wait until he actually goes to do it so you can give him the maximum penalty. I can't believe you guys are defending the Patriots. This is not a team of choir boys here.
That's it?
Yeah.
They're letting it.
I don't know if you ever heard them sing, sir, but I disagree.
They're letting a little air out of a ball. I mean, come on. Aaron Rodgers says he likes his, the ball really rock hard. He doesn't like any air of it. So maybe the guy in the Packers is doing that for Aaron Rodgers. Is it really cheating? It's just how the ball feels to you.
Why are they catering to the quarterbacks
they
like
went.
that? Why?
They intentionally violated the rules. They knew.
Yeah.
The NFL inspected those balls. They didn't deflate them before they gave them to the refs. They waited till the refs inspected them. Then they took them in the locker room. Are you guys kidding me with the text messages between these guys? How is this not totally incriminating?
Well, it is incriminating.
No, it is. No, absolutely.
We're not arguing that
The
point.
text that got released between the ball guy and
Those were hilarious. We had those
and
last
Brady.
week.
Yeah, absolutely. But Brady doesn't have to give up his phone. He does not have to give up his phone. There's no subpoena there. There's no subpoena. Fuck you.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Even if there was a subpoena, you still try to fight it.
I still don't
It's
understand.
called circumstantial evidence. Like the league rule, it's more likely than not. That's enough.
Well, that's why it's going to get overturned when it goes to a real court.
Yeah, that's not
Without
good
a doubt.
enough.
What we have here is
In civil
failure
courts,
to communicate.
In criminal, it has to be unanimous. In civil matters, it just has to be more likely than not.
Oh,
In
really?
civil
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that
Yeah.
until today.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Why are they
Thanks a lot, guys.
Why are they
All right.
catering to the quarterbacks like this?
Well, they're hungry.
Why don't they just go back to having the same?
Oof, yep. You bet I did.
Why don't they just go back to having the same fucking balls for both quarterbacks, and then there wouldn't be any problem.
Exactly. One ball for both of you guys. Go out there and make it work.
One lousy ball.
Exactly. No
for
more
the entire
scuffing it.
game. The refs messed up twice involving the balls, and no one is saying anything. What is that?
Ooh, I don't know.
Supposedly the ref, I don't know, those balls are missing with the one ref. The ref was warned to watch these balls because the Patriots might be doing some shit, and he went in the locker room and they were gone, and he didn't say anything or something like that. This guy might know. Let's call in.
All right, why don't we take a look here? Let's say hi to Craig in Boston. It's about time Boston calls on this subject. What's going on, Craig?
I can't believe people are just overlooking this major fuck up in buying what the NFL is telling them. So they go in at halftime, right? And these balls are supposedly under the proper PSI. So they ask the refs, okay, what were the PSI pregame? They go, we didn't fucking write it down. They didn't even write it down. They just going by the guy's word. And then at halftime, they measure 11 out of the 12 pass balls, supposedly under pressure. They go to measure the Colts balls. 4 out of the 5 of them are under the proper pressure, and they go, oh, shit, we're running out of time. Got to get back out there. It's all in the report, and people just don't fucking address it because it doesn't meet their agenda. It's unbelievable. Should be thrown right the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe the Colts ball boys were doing it for Andrew Luck. You know,
Yeah, who fucking knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Who knows? It's that. Yeah. Well, the Colts are allowed to bring their own balls too. So who knows if they would do? Every quarterback's like, I want it. They feel it before they scuff it up. They do whatever. They go, these balls are perfect. These are the ones I want for the game. That's what they tell a ball boy.
Right.
Yeah,
So everyone goes through it.
Yeah, I just don't understand how these guys can supposedly be trying to take care of the football as the refs, and they don't record the pregame measurement. And then they ask the guy, goes, oh, well, I remember it was good. I remember it was a good PSI.
Why don't they just put him in a room with a video camera? Here they are. You can't now. No one comes in here.
Wait, what is it?
Why don't they just put him in a room with a video camera? How hard is that?
Yeah, no shit. It's so fucking easy.
Hey,
So
you can put a
simple.
man on the moon, but you can't protect it. What the hell do I know? Go on with that.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. This whole thing just fucking pisses me off. It's such bullshit.
Oh, well.
What can you do?
The
That's
whole
what
thing is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
We're continuing to talk about these stupid balls.
Utter shit. Some guy who fucks a model threw a ball that didn't have enough air in it, where the whole country's in a tizzy.
Exactly.
Gives a fuck.
Let's go to Ron in Indy. He disagrees with Florentine about Tom Brady. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's silly to even try to compare Brett Favre, who's had a pretty storied career, to someone like Tom Brady, who's really only risen to the caliber that he is because of people they've surrounded him with, and they've been caught, cheating but this is twice now. Who knows how many other times that they've been caught? Plus they're all just pricks and no one likes them. I mean, they're not America's boys like the Cowboys were back in the 60s and 70s.
Brett Favre wasn't a prick.
Ooh.
Not like Tom Brady.
Oh, Brett Favre. Brett Favre would fucking hold up his team, going, "I don't know if I'm going to retire when he start at 30 years old, fucking around. I'm not sure. To like, look, you got to make a decision because he just didn't want to show up for training camp because he's a fucking scumbag. Everybody else is out there doing two-a-days and sweating.
Good old boy. I mean,
he wasn't a good old boy. He's trying to fuck other women while his wife's got cancer. Okay, you're telling me that's a good old boy?
Well,
that's a piece of shit.
I know, but I have to step in there.
That's a piece of shit.
I would probably want him doing that myself.
Oh my god!
All through her cancer.
You know what?
I'd fuck her nurse.
My wife and I.
He doesn't seem like he's a nice guy. I'm with Florentine on this.
Well, my wife and I actually got married in New York City, and
congratulations! When?
Yeah, the judge.
Big Apple wedding. God bless.
The judge that married us actually was the judge who actually held the camera while they were trying to decide what to do with it. They had the dick pics of Brett Favre on it.
Oh, we heard you. Trust me. He just turned up his radio to make sure that was heard on the radio. Oh, don't worry. We heard it.
Yeah.
All right, Ron. Ron. All right. He's now listening to himself.
Yeah, that's good.
I guess that's it for the phone. The phone's just exploded anyway.
Thanks, God.
Good.
Now I can't hang up.
Love you.
All right. Thank you. The whole
There's
phone
nothing better than your grin.
Yeah.
When a phone caller says something that is awful and you're silent, that grin on your face
says it all.
Yeah, it's the greatest. I got to get a snapshot of that.
All right.
I love that.
We need a visual element. That was it. When we get too many phone calls, our phone system just craps out. I guess that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Off the instant feedback, Jim Norton started the show today by talking about how he couldn't just put on anyone's headphones. And then he told this story about eating a stripper's ass. So people noticed that. Dump the Bosses on Twitter wrote, Jim Norton, love how your standards for eating a stripper's ass are lower than those for headphones hygiene.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I'm definitely not consistent, but the bottom line is there's a Jim written on the headphones. And it's the people who set up the studio every day and take it. It's like, how hard is it just to take it and put it in the bin? It's like, who does take the studio part? Like, who is it?
Well, I mean, we're in this temporary studio.
Yeah, so we have to leave right after. So who takes our stuff?
We should be back in
Up until this week, it was the interns.
Okay, well, who's doing it this week?
All of us, whoever's around, is helping and cleaning up.
Okay, so it just goes in the bin, right? Like, I don't know.
Right,
what
but we've been looking for them since Friday. I wasn't here Friday. I don't know who set up the studio Friday.
Since Friday?
Yeah, you used a different pair of headphones yesterday.
Ugh.
Oh, you used a different pair yesterday.
I hate it. I don't want these gross.
We didn't use them on Friday. Jim wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
They were here Thursday when I cleaned up the studio. I wasn't here Friday, and then Monday they were missing. So somewhere between there,
Can we check your phone?
Yeah.
My phone?
Yeah. I want to get to the bottom of this. Can we check your phone?
Exactly. A bunch of cookie photos. I know. How'd you like to lick this, baby? It's a fucking Hydrox.
And then R. Griffin 17. Jim will eat a stripper's ass, but won't wear any headphones.
Yeah, I don't want people's earwax. I don't mind a stripper's sweat in my mouth or a little ass stink, but I don't want someone's greasy, fucking, dirty hair stuff on my.
Yeah.
It's just a thing, man.
I remember we went to a peep show and you stuck your head through that little booth.
Oh, yeah.
At the girl's ass.
Absolutely.
Wow, in a peep booth?
Right in there.
Those little
right
windows that go up. Yeah, I saw his head go right through and stick his tongue right in her ass, and she went, "Whoa, easy!"
It was like the millennial version of like laughing. Yeah. The box opens and your head comes in. I did a Charlie Callis joke and ate her ass, and then went fut and put my head back.
Back in the day, I went in one of those with it was me, it was Anthony, it was his wife, and my brother. My brother, maybe I shouldn't say which brother. And it was one of those mini octagon ones. Do you remember the mini octagon
that
ones?
was the one
Bruce Buffer was in the middle introducing strippers.
It might as well have been.
I could see Jim going through the mirror because my time was over. I still had some time left after I jerked off, so my window was still up.
So yeah, the windows come up. They're tiny. They're what, like 8x10 windows, maybe.
Yeah.
And we all took our spots, and me and my brother shared a booth, and then I think Anthony and his wife were in a booth right next to us, and then you could see the other creepers. I guess you got to call yourself a creep if you're in one of these situations. I would like to think I'm not, but then all the windows come up, and you see all the creeps. And my brother, his thing was to try to grab the strippers' legs, and they would. Do you remember they would climb up the walls to get away from everybody?
Yeah. Yep.
When things were getting a little too crazy, they knew how to get up on top and crawl around this thing.
I just had them. They would just back up. Like if I got a little too frisky. There's times when you get a little too frisky where they would just back up.
And they knew how to back that shit up.
Oh, yeah, plenty of room. They just back up and your head would get stuck in the...
Yeah, you couldn't reach them.
Yeah.
We did it as a goof. We were laughing our fucking asses off.
I found no humor in it.
None. When you go in there, there's no humor.
No humor.
Yeah,
just want to get a few things done.
Put your head down and go to business.
Yeah.
It is crazy. I mean, look, besides what's on the floor, there's somebody you have to pick up the phone and you talk to them. The window goes up. But you know how fucking disgusting that phone was?
Smell that phone?
That was Times Square. The one we went, it was right in the fucking middle of Times Square. I can't believe it's the same place now. When you walk around down there.
One time I was in one for like 30 minutes with this chick, and when I went to leave, like because I had the phone ones where it wasn't where you can reach them. By the time I went left,
so you're doing prison visits, basically.
Yeah. My sneakers were stuck to the ground. I was just gonna untie them and leave them there.
Would you have?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, how am I going to track this into my car? It was nasty. But you can't look down when you go in there. It's like going to war. You're in the friggin', just...
You're in the mud. You're in the muck.
Exactly. Yeah. You're in the muck.
I used to hate dropping my gum. Have to fish around for it.
Oh, God.
Hey, I got egg yolk on my gum.
You always had to stop next door at the deli to get napkins to clean up. You didn't want to go in there without napkins, so what are you going to do? Maybe a little hand cream, little thing, a trial size of hand cream.
Sanitizer
cream.
Do they have the sanitizer like what they have at the gym?
No.
On the walls.
Back in those days, no cell phones, much less hand sanitizer.
No, nothing.
Not at all. You have to suck your friend's fingers. You clean each other.
There was one in South Jersey we used to go to all the time. We do gigs down there. There was one time that I pulled my pants down and this girl goes, "I know those balls."
Get out!
Because I was in there so much. I swear to God.
That's hilarious.
That was Route 130.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of places.
After we do this place called Mitchell's Comedy Club.
Mitchell's, and what was the
in Palmyra, New Jersey? It was.
You do 2 shows, 1 show Friday, 2 Saturday, and in between the shows Saturday, you would drive 15 minutes, and there was a comedy show in that bar and that hell gig,
the Tower Tavern.
The Tower Tavern, and you would do a quick show, and then you'd shoot back and do the late show at Mitchell's. And that show at the Tower Tavern was a notorious fucking brutal gig. So I used to lie in my intro. And use I opened for Andrew Dice Clay. That was my intro. It was before I ever met Dice. So I was just lying. This is 1995.
Wait, and then it comes true that you actually open up for Dice.
Yes, I would
years
say
later
come to fruition.
That's fucked up. But anyway.
Yeah, it was just literally a lie because I figured the crowd would think I was cooler and dirtier.
Yeah.
But that was an awful gig.
Yeah. And then, South Jersey had all those like peep shows and all that stuff. So we'd go there afterwards, after the shows with Levy.
Yep. Dude, I used to take when I'd go home from Philly or from Delaware or from South Carolina. I would always come home on the turnpike and I would veer off at exit 1 on Route 130 to drive north and then check it. There was like 9 or 10 of those places that were good. And I would just go to them until I fucking found a girl I liked and dump a load. And I would take me like an extra hour and a half to get home because I was off the turnpike.
One time I left Levy in the car. Levy didn't want to go in. He's like, "No, man, I'm just going to sit here." And he's in the car in a parking lot. A lot of gay guys are cruising those parking lots looking for guys.
Right.
You know what I mean? At their weakest moment. And this guy pulled up in a truck right next to Levy, and Levy's in the passenger seat of my car, and the guy's just smiling. Levy's smiling too, because we just did a gig across the street, so Levy thinks it's someone that just saw the show. So Levy's smiling, and the guy waves, and Levy waves, and the guy rolls down the window and goes, "What's up, man? What's going on?" He goes, "Nothing, man. How you doing?" And Levy realized it. When I got out there, he's like, "You motherfucker." He goes, "This fucking gay guy was trying to get..." I didn't know. I thought he was a fan. I started talking to him. Then I rolled the window up. I wanted to get out of here, and he wouldn't leave.
And he sucked my dick, and I thought he was a really big fan.
Tyson Walter, back to the Tom Brady thing. A couple things. Why didn't Belichick get anything? They didn't give Belichick any kind.
I'm surprised because Sean Payton got suspended, the coach of the Saints, for a year with that bounty gate, saying you should have known ignorance is no excuse, was Goodell's
Yeah, they
saying.
left Belichick
They
alone.
thought Belichick was going to get something.
Tyson Walter, who played in the NFL, so I mean, we absolutely have an insider, and Tyson has no problem, giving up some info. He just wrote, "I can't call in. They want a ton of points, which is why they let the QBs do what they want."
That's true.
Also, Brady isn't suspended for cheating; it's for conduct detrimental to the league since he didn't give them the phone. The refs aren't scientists and use 2 different pressure gauges with different sized needles, and one was bent. That was in the report.
That's what I was saying.
This is completely made up controversy by the NFL to distract from the other problems like the concussion lawsuit.
No, he's right. Absolutely. That's what I was saying. This is good to float out there.
That's great, Tyson. That's some great inside info. Thank you. All right. We should take our first break. We got Jim Florentine here today. We got so much to talk about. Did you hear Jimmy talking about the world's largest kaleidoscope?
No.
Oh, okay. I want to get your...
Have you seen it?
I'm going to get your opinion.
You haven't seen the world's largest?
Break.
No.
It's only a couple hours away.
All right. Well, we'll get into that to the break.
Hour 53 minutes.
You talk about my faces. Look at you. You look disgusted already. We haven't even told you.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be the greatest story ever.
It probably isn't. It doesn't involve pussy. If it doesn't involve pussy, it's probably
kind
not
of
the
involved
greatest.
pussy. I want to bring that up as well.
It's probably not the greatest story ever.
No, I'm not saying it's the greatest story ever, but I definitely want to get your 2 cents on it.
The Bible is the greatest story ever. All kidding aside.
Where's everyone going to be? Florentine, what do you got going on? I don't have your plug sheet. Oh yeah,
Jim and I will be together this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
Rock
You guys
in the Range Festival, Columbus, Ohio.
in Columbus.
Are you staying for the Saturday? You going home Saturday?
I'm going all 3 days. I'm
good.
performing Friday night. Jim's doing Saturday night. Brian Posehn's in the show with me Friday, and then Jameson,
Me
you
and
and Jameson are
Jameson,
doing
yeah.
it Saturday. My
That's
buddy
gonna
Joe
be a great
Howard and
gig.
Chad Zumach are doing it. These Cleveland guys, and then Rob Snyder's headlining the Sunday night. In the
Oh,
comedy
is he?
tent.
Okay.
There's a comedy tent at this festival, which is really cool. It's in a soccer stadium. There's like 70,000 people, and the comedy tent holds like 1,500.
Wow.
And they do. I've done it the last couple of years. It's great.
Oh, is
gig.
it good? Oh,
It's
good.
phenomenal. Yeah,
You guys are
the
going to have
place
a
is
good
going to
time.
be packed. Yeah, it's
Good,
going to be
good.
really good.
And then for all Jim's dates, JimFlorentine.com.
And
is
I'm
the
going to
best.
be on an episode of Louis' show, May 28th, last episode of season.
That one I can't wait to see.
I've heard about your episode. I can't wait to see it.
I
only got to see the first
I actually
4.
got submitted for an Emmy.
No
for
kidding?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's for best guest star in a TV series for the episode.
I think there's only 3 episodes left. I think he's already done 5, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
5
it's the
have
8th
aired,
episode.
and it's
yeah.
only 8 episodes, and you're in the last one.
Yeah, last one, and then his 1 hour special premieres right after it.
What do you mean 1 hour?
Louis got a
stand-up.
new
Another
stand-up
one?
special.
Yeah, he's
Is
from
that
the
one
Comedy
he did
Store.
From the Comedy Store? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And that's right after your episode?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's
what a
awesome.
great spot for Florentine.
And,
Good for
and
you.
I know the episode is really funny. Really fucking funny.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's
I can't wait to
insane.
see it. Maybe we can get a copy in advance
Show it to people.
I haven't even seen it.
and show it to people on the side of a building in Brooklyn, like they did for the Pacquiao fight.
Periscope it.
Florentine's excited about a news article that Roland sent out last night.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Not
was
that one.
There's another one?
Another one that he sent out that got Florentine all worked up.
Really?
Olive Garden's making sandwiches out of breadsticks.
Oh, I heard. Okay, we got a lot to do with Florentine. Let's get to.
I got to plug one thing.
Yes.
Oh, DVE, I'm doing their festival June 26th in Pittsburgh. It's myself, Michael Che, Tom Segura, Christina Pazinski, and Bill Crawford, hosted by Randy of the DVE Morning Show. It's the Byham Theater. Just go to DVE.com for tickets. Borgata, July 10, 11. Then New Mexico, July 18th. I'm doing a benefit for people who have substance abuse problems at the National Hispanic Cultural Center. Then Minneapolis and Detroit in September.
Oh, and I'm doing Lancaster real quick. Lancaster, PA, this place called Stitches Comedy Club, July 10 and 11. That's
Is
a
that
club
new?
No, that's the same club that me and Jim used to do back in the day.
Okay.
Whatever that club was.
Oh,
All
Dave
right.
Rinaldi's place.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got a break. We got lots to do after the break. Stay there.
More with Opie and Jim. After this. Opie and Jim Norton's lives don't end when the morning